Good day, grade 12 students. I am Ma'am Shaira Tilin Alcoso and I am your teacher in physical science. Are you ready to embark on a new journey of learning? Let's go and explore the world of energy. Our objectives for today are: first, describe the different sources of energy. Second, give a brief summary of how energy is produced from different sources. Third, differentiate renewable sources from non-renewable energy sources. And lastly, outline the pros and cons of the different sources of energy. Grab your pen, grab your paper, and your physical science module. Let's have a little brain exercise. Our first activity will be entitled Word Pool. To get started, you have to choose the terms related to energy from this word pool. List down this word on the table and write what you know about it on a separate sheet of paper. For example, geothermal. What do you know about geothermal? Geothermal is relating to or produced by the internal heat of the earth. I will give you 2 minutes to do this activity. Reminder to students, you need to submit your outputs in the next distribution day. Are you done? Great work! Let's keep our minds working with this another set of activity. The diagram here shows the different sources of energy in the Philippines and the percentage of each source. Analyze the different sources of energy from the different regions in the Philippines based on the Figure 1 gross power generation by fuel 2013. Then answer the question that will follow. First question. What are the different sources of electricity in the Philippines? What do you think? Great ideas! We have coal, natural gas, oil, geothermal, hydro, and many others. Second question. Refer to the diagram of the Philippines' sources of energy and complete this table. Let's answer that one by one. What are the main sources of the 3 main islands of the Philippines? First up, Luzon. Luzon's main source is coal, which is 47% of their energy sources, followed by natural gas, which is 34%, And then we have hydroelectric, which is 10%. Next up, we have Visayas. Visayas' main source of energy is geothermal, which is 49%, followed by coal, which is 42%, and lastly, we have oil, which is 7%. For Mindanao, its main source is hydroelectric, which is 52%, and oil 22%, with coal, which is 17%. And these are the energy sources of the three main islands of the Philippines. Did you get everything right? You did? Well done, students! Based on the diagram, what can you say about the sources of energy in the Philippines? Great ideas! Since we are done exercising our minds, let's move on to the main discussion of this lesson.
There are many different sources of energy. How many can you name? Sources of energy include burning coal, oil, gas and biomass, solar, hydroelectric, tidal, wind, muscle power, geothermal, nuclear fusion and fission. Most of these come from the sun. Photosynthesis uses energy from sunlight to help plants build up biomass and put oxygen into the atmosphere. Our fossil fuels are ancient biomass, which rejoin with the oxygen when we burn them, putting the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere, which in turn has led to global climate change. So we are trying to phase out the burning of fossil fuels and rely on replenishable sources instead. Most replenishable energy sources use energy directly or indirectly from the sun, through eating and respiring food, burning harvested biomass, wave power, hydroelectricity, solar panels and wind turbines. All these derive their energy from sunlight arriving on our planet. Let's have a closer look at each of them. Winds are caused by the heating effect of the sun, and waves on the sea are caused by these winds. Using machines that bob up and down in the waves, this energy can be transferred by an electric current to be used in our homes. Hydroelectric energy is generated when water is evaporated by sunlight and dropped as rain onto the mountains. The water is stored behind dams, so has potential energy. As the water rushes out, it drives turbines connected to generators, and the electric current carries the energy to our homes. The Earth gets energy transferred by heat and light from the sun all the time. The sun's energy can either be used to generate electricity to use in our homes with the help of solar cells, photovoltaic panels, or used to heat water for our homes using solar panels. The uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun creates winds. Using wind turbines, we can transfer the kinetic energy of the wind to electric current, which we can then use in our homes. However, there are some energy sources that are not derived from the daily input of the energy from the sun. These are geothermal, tidal, and nuclear. Deep underground, the Earth's rocks are naturally very hot. We can use this thermal energy to generate steam in a power station, thus using an electric current to transfer energy to use in our homes. We call this geothermal energy. The tides are caused by the gravitational attraction of the moon and also the sun on our oceans as the Earth rotates. The energy comes from the kinetic energy of the Earth rotating, which is very gradually slowing down. At high tide, the water is trapped behind a dam, and as it flows out at low tide, electricity is generated. Finally, for our non-solar energy sources, there is nuclear fission, which supplies over 10% of global electricity. Unlike burning fossil fuels, Nuclear power doesn't release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, but there are issues of storage of radioactive waste. Currently, we are researching how to use nuclear fusion, the reaction that powers our sun. A renewable energy resource is one that is being or can be replenished as it's used. So of the energy sources we've looked at, which are replenishable and which are non-replenishable? Pause the video while you think. Some energy resources are more reliable than others. When might it not be possible to use solar power? During the hours of darkness, of course. What about wave power? When might that not provide much energy? During calm seas. Trends in use of energy sources are changing. For many years, non-renewable sources of energy were more used, mainly for their reliability. However, burning fossil fuels is associated with climate change. Carbon dioxide is produced when fuels are burned, and increased levels of carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere are associated with increased mean global temperatures. We are seeing everywhere the extremes of weather caused by global warming and climate change. Even school students are taking action because the adults running the world are not phasing out fossil fuels fast enough. Hopefully, we are beginning to use energy more efficiently and continuing to develop replenishable energy sources.
Summarize your understanding about the different sources of energy by filling out this table. Use a separate sheet of paper for your answers. Are you ready? Let's begin. Are you done? Let's check the correct answer. Please refer to this table. Did you get it correct? Great! Did you get it correct? Great! Now that you have the knowledge about the different sources of energy, I need you to apply what you have learned. Create an acrostic poem by using the word energy. Here is the rubrics. Submit your poems in the next distribution day. Let's have an assessment to evaluate if we really have learned. I need you to read the following statement carefully and write true if the statement is correct and write false if otherwise. And another thing is, I want you to change the italicized word to make the statement correct. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. That's it for our lesson for today. You have done a great job. I hope you have learned a lot. Until our next video, happy learning!